The first warning appeared at exactly 7:42 p.m. No sirens, no emergency alert, just a message quietly appearing across every screen in the city. Phones, televisions, billboards, train displays, apartment lobby monitors. Even the digital menu board inside the deli where Connor Reeves was eating dinner suddenly flickered black. Then white text appeared. Citizens of the Boroughs, return home before nightfall. The message vanished after 7 seconds. The deli went silent. People looked around in confusion. Someone laughed nervously. Probably a hack. Connor checked his phone. Social media had already exploded with screenshots of the message. Nobody knew where it came from. No government agency claimed responsibility. No news station mentioned it. And strangest of all, every copy of the message online kept disappearing minutes after being posted. By 8:15 p.m., most people had moved on, except the streets felt different now, quieter. More people heading home early. More windows closing. Connor noticed store owners locking their doors hours earlier than normal. Even the subway stations felt tense. Nobody said why. But everyone seemed to feel the same thing. Something was wrong. At 9:03 p.m., the streetlights changed. Connor noticed it while walking home. The lights didn't turn on normally. They dimmed first, then slowly shifted to a pale orange glow he had never seen before. Every light in the borough changed together, perfectly synchronized. The city suddenly looked unfamiliar, older somehow. Connor stopped walking. That was when he noticed the streets were empty. Not mostly empty. Completely empty. No cars. No pedestrians. No traffic sounds. Only the distant hum of electrical wires overhead. Then every phone on the sidewalk around him vibrated at once. Connor looked down. Dozens of phones laying abandoned beside benches, bus stops, trash cans, all vibrating simultaneously. Emergency alerts filled every screen. Do not remain outside after 9:15 p.m. Connor's chest tightened. Then the alerts changed again. This is not a drill. The streetlights flickered once overhead. And somewhere farther down the block, someone screamed. Connor ran. The apartment building lobby was packed when he arrived. Residents crowded around the front windows, whispering nervously while the superintendent locked the entrance doors, and Connor pushed through the crowd. What's happening? Nobody answered him. An older woman standing beside the mailboxes finally whispered, "They started this again." Connor turned toward her. "What do you mean again?" But she refused to answer. Outside, the orange streetlights buzzed softly over completely empty streets. At exactly 9:15 p.m., every light in every apartment building facing the street shut off simultaneously. Darkness swallowed the borough. The entire crowd inside Connor's building gasped together. Then came the announcement. Calm male voice echoed through the city from somewhere outside. Not speakers. Not sirens. Just a voice somehow filling the streets themselves. Remain indoors. The voice paused, then quietly added, "Do not look through the windows." Several people immediately stepped away from the glass. Connor laughed nervously. "What is this?" Nobody answered. Then someone near the back of the lobby whispered, "Turn off your phones." The lights inside the building flickered once. Connor's phone vibrated violently. A new emergency alert filled the screen. If you see someone outside after 9:15, do not acknowledge them. Connor slowly looked toward the lobby windows again. The street outside remained empty. Then movement crossed the intersection. A person, tall, walking slowly beneath the orange lights. Connor frowned. The figure moved strangely. Not limping. Not stumbling. Just slightly wrong somehow, like the movement lagged half a second behind itself. Someone beside Connor whispered, "Oh God." The figure stopped directly beneath the streetlight, then slowly turned toward the apartment building. The crowd inside the lobby became completely silent. The person outside had no face. Not missing. Blank. Smooth skin stretched where features should have been. Then every phone inside the lobby vibrated simultaneously. Do not let them see you watching. The figure tilted its head slowly toward the building. Connor backed away from the glass immediately. Several residents began crying quietly. Then the building lights shut off. Complete darkness filled the lobby. People panicked instantly. Someone screamed. Someone else began pounding on the elevator buttons. Then another emergency alert lit the darkness blue. They noticed movement. Everyone froze. Outside, more figures were appearing beneath the streetlights now. standing motionless across intersections, sidewalks, bus stops, watching the buildings. Connor slowly backed toward the stairwell. A man beside him whispered, "Don't use the elevators after curfew." "What curfew?" The man looked pale. "You're new here?" Then the announcement returned outside. "Residents of the Boroughs." The voice sounded closer now. "Please remain calm." A loud banging suddenly echoed from somewhere higher in the building. Apartment doors slamming open upstairs, running footsteps. Then screaming. Connor looked upward toward the dark stairwell. Something moved several floors above them. Fast. Too fast. The emergency alert returned. "Do not open your apartment door for anyone after 9:30 p.m. The building intercom crackled suddenly. Connor. His blood froze. The intercom voice sounded exactly like his brother. "Dead for 4 years. Connor. Let me inside." People in the lobby stared at him. Connor slowly stepped backward. The intercom crackled again. "You left me outside?" Then every apartment intercom in the building activated at once. Different voices. Different names. Residents throughout the lobby began crying as familiar voices filled the darkness around them. Parents, children, spouses, dead relatives, all speaking calmly through the speakers. "Open the door. Please let me in. It's cold out here." Connor's phone vibrated again. "Do not respond to the voices." Outside the lobby windows, the faceless figures had moved closer. Now they stood directly beside the glass, watching silently. Then one of them raised a hand slowly and pointed upward. The residents inside looked toward the upper floors instinctively. The screaming upstairs had stopped. Now the entire building was silent. Then the stairwell door slowly opened. A woman stumbled into the lobby, shaking violently. Blood covered one side of her sweater. What happened? She looked toward the windows, then whispered. They came through the hallway. The emergency alert immediately changed. "Do not let them inside your floor." Someone in the building suddenly began pounding on apartment doors above them. Fast, desperate. "Let me in." The voice sounded human, terrified. Then came another voice directly behind it. Calm. "Wrong. Open the door." Pounding stopped instantly. Silence filled the building. Then every phone vibrated again. "They can only enter if invited." Connor stared at the message, then slowly looked toward the lobby windows. The faceless figures remained motionless outside beneath the orange streetlights. Waiting. Watching. One resident near the entrance suddenly moved toward the front doors. An older man, shaking badly. "My wife is outside." People grabbed him immediately. "There's nobody out there. She's calling me." The man's phone buzzed in his hand. His expression changed. Recognition. Hope. She survived. Connor looked at the phone screen. A photo message had appeared. The man's wife standing outside beneath the streetlight, smiling. But behind her, dozens of faceless figures stood silently in the dark intersection. Connor grabbed the man's arm. "That's not her." The building intercom crackled again. Then the calm citywide voice returned. "Curfew violation detected." Every streetlight outside suddenly shut off. Darkness swallowed the borough completely. People screamed inside the lobby. Then, from somewhere outside, came running footsteps. Hundreds of them. Fast. Closing in from every direction, the emergency alert flashed one final warning across every phone. "Do not look outside." The lobby windows exploded inward instantly. Glass filled the air. The building lights returned all at once. The street outside was empty again. No figures. No movement. Nothing. Only shattered glass beneath pale orange streetlights. Several residents had disappeared. No blood. No bodies. Just empty space where they had been standing seconds earlier. Then Connor noticed something horrifying. One of the faceless figures now stood inside the lobby beside the mailboxes. Motionless. Watching everyone. Nobody moved. Nobody breathed. Then slowly, the figure raised one hand toward Connor and pointed directly at him. Connor's phone vibrated softly. A final message appeared. "You were seen." The apartment lights above them suddenly began turning off floor by floor. Descending slowly toward the lobby. 12th floor, 11th floor, 10th floor. Closer. Closer. The faceless figure never moved. It only watched Connor silently while the darkness slowly descended through the building. Then the citywide announcement returned one final time. Residents of the Boroughs, The voice paused. Almost smiling now. Curfew will begin earlier tomorrow. The lights reached the second floor, then the first. And just before the lobby went dark completely, Connor finally noticed something impossible. The faceless figure standing inside the building was wearing his own face.